Hello people, I'm Bharat Acharya. Welcome to our new lecture. We are continuing with our series of MCQs on C programming. The topic for today is pattern generation. Yes, those fabulous questions that you see in every competitive exam, be it GATE, ISRO, BRC, be it college exams, Mumbai University. Every year, take the last 4, 5, 6 papers, every year back-to-back 10-mark question. They'll give you some pattern, ask you to generate it. In your placement exams, in tech fest, in technical interviews, when you're being given that job on that table interview decides whether you'll get the job or not. Pattern generation is one of the frequently asked questions. Why? Because it tests your understanding of loops. You can only be good at this topic if you understand loops very well. That is why the previous two videos we had seen MCQs based on looping logic. If you are dicey about it, watch those two videos as well, then continue with this. Now, our first question before we start, I want a level playing field for everybody. I want all of you all to be at one level. In case anybody doesn't know looping very well or doesn't know what are the basics of pattern generation, look here. This is not a question. This is just a basic introduction of how pattern generation is done. Then we will solve our questions. Now, any kind of pattern is a grid. You understand that, right? It could be simply a grid. It could be a diamond-shaped grid or triangular-shaped grid, whatever. It's a grid. A grid is formed by, excuse me about that. A grid is formed by rows and columns. This is where you fill in your stars. Suppose you fill your stars like this. This becomes your pattern. Are you clear? Like a triangular pattern. You can even have a triangle with an internal filling and so on. Different kind of patterns. What I'm trying to say is eventually it's a grid. That grid is formed by rows and columns. That is why there are two loops over here. There is an outer loop which makes the rows. Are you clear? The outer loop makes the rows. Why? Because Bharat sir says it? No, because you have your eyes. Just look here. In the outer loop, there is a \n, printf \n, which means next line. That means every time the outer loop executes, you go to the next line. That means you create a row. Are you clear? There is no printf \n inside the inner loop. That means every iteration of the inner loop stays on the same line. That means the inner loop makes the columns, the outer loop makes the rows. Are you clear? You understand this basic, you'll find pattern generation very easy. I say again for the last time, the outer loop makes the rows, the inner loop makes the columns. Are you clear? And that is how you generate your pattern. The count on each loop will decide how many rows and columns. Here, both of them start from 1 and less than equal to 3. We have done umpteen videos on for loops. Please check them out. If you know how to make a for loop, starting from 1 and with a condition of less than equal to, whatever is the number written over here is your count. So both of them have a count of 3. That means there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So let me introduce you to your best friend, your simplest tool when you want to do pattern generation. Any question of pattern generation, this should be there in your mind. Now, of course, we are learning it. So I'm drawing this grid. You solve 5 questions. You start thinking of the grid. You solve 50 questions. This grid is there in your mind, and that's how it should be. Because when you're solving a GATE exam or any competitive exam, you don't have the time to draw a grid and write the numbers and then solve the question. You're not solving one question in the whole paper. So this should happen instantly. And that mastery comes from practice, from solving a lot of sums. If anybody says, watch this video or read this answer and you can generate any pattern, that person is just fooling you. That's a clickbait. You can generate any pattern when you have practice enough. But yes, there are good materials to learn from and there are good ideas. The simplest idea to keep in your mind is this. What did I say? The outer loop controlled by I. Controlled by I generates your rows. So this is your first row. Can you see 1? This is your second row, 2. This is your third row, 3. So that is I, j. I is the first number that I've written. So this is your first row, this is your second row, this is your third row. Similarly, J controls your columns. So this is your first column, second column, and third column. Now you understand every cell. First row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, and don't make me do it. You understood it, right? So that's your IJ. If you have this grid in your mind, you are capable of solving or at least understanding the solution of any pattern generation question. Now, how fast can you think of that solution? Comes from your practice. There's no magic to it. It's practice. Now that you understood this grid and you understood what these two loops are, for the last time, outer loop makes the rows, inner loop makes the columns. And in that, if there is no condition, if I don't put any condition, let's say what happens to this program. This program will put a star every time, in every iteration, every time. That means it will put a star here. Here. So that means this is the pattern that this program will generate. Of course, every program is not going to be so simple that you just generate a grid. Then there will be a line, there will be a line just here, just the corners, or a diamond shape or any kind of shape. That depends upon how interesting the question is. All right, but it's all done using these two for loops. The outer loop is for the rows, the inner loop is for the columns. You have the grid in your mind, you can solve any question. Now, that was all the basics required. Now, shall we begin? Our first question. This is the question. These are the four options. You are right now sitting in a placement interview. I've given you this, or the technical round of placements. Campus placements are going on. First round is your aptitude test. Many people clear that. You're doing engineering. You're bound to have good aptitude. That's why you managed to be here. So about 70% people clear aptitude test. After aptitude comes the technical test. That's what tests your skills. So this is the kind of question you get in the technical test. They've given you this nested for loop. Immediately you're looking at this, you understand it's a pattern generation question. These are the four possible patterns. Now, you could pause the video for a minute, try to get the answer by yourself without me helping you at all. You get an answer, commit to it. Okay, commit to it. Write with a pen, paper, or in your phone, just make a note of it. Commit to it. Because just thinking of it, then when you see the correct answer, you'll be like, oh, I was thinking of that only. No. Commit to it. Because if you're right, it'll give you confidence. If you're wrong, it'll hit you hard and tell you that you are wrong. No matter how good you think you are wrong. And then it'll make you understand that you need to practice more. All right, so commit to an answer. This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. This is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. Very probable. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4. This was anyway a Mumbai University question. Last to last year, 10-mark question. Generate this pattern. Now, shall we? Look here. So you have I, 1, 2, 3. That means you will have, let's get our best friend here. Our grid, yes. So I going from 1 to 3, that means you know there are 3 rows. J going from 1 to I, not to 3. You will say I is going to 3. I is going to 3 in the third iteration. In the first iteration of the outer loop, I is just 1. That means the inner loop will have only one iteration. That means in the first row, there will be only one column. In the second row, there will be 2 columns. In the third row, there will be 3 columns. Tell me, did you understand this? This is not, J is the one that is making the columns. J is not going up to 3. J is going only up to I. That means in the first row, when I is 1, J will go only up to 1. When I is 2, J will go up to 2. When I is 3, J will go up to 3. That means if I can spoil this and just show you, this is the kind of pattern. I've still not told what am I printing, but this is where the prints will happen. Please tell me, did you understand this? Yes. So that means B, C and D are the possible outputs because they all, it's not like only one of the outputs is like that. Then I didn't even have to look at the remaining part. I would directly say that is the output. But it's not like one of the 3 outputs. 3 outputs over here are the correct possible outputs. If anyone says A, that person has not understood anything at all. So it's definitely not A. The options are now B, C and D. Let me clean this. Yeah. Now that we know the option is between B, C and D, and this is the kind of, so only focus over here now. What are we printing? We are printing J. Please answer, what is J? The row number or the column number? I is the row number, J is the column number. You are printing J. That means you're printing the column number. That means this is column 1. Oh, this is wrong. This is still column 1, this is still column 1, this is column 2 and this is column 3. That means this is not the right answer. In fact, if you are sharp, what is the question for this pattern? If this was the, let's do reverse it. Let's reverse the question. What is the question for this pattern? If I had to generate this pattern, I should be writing I over here. See the difference. People mug up questions, mug up answers and go. How can you do that? This is programming. Changing one minute thing gives you a completely different output. And that is why no one can practice so many sums where you've seen all these changes. At least no textbook can do it. But when you're doing it on a computer, it's so easy. You get one program, take this program, type it out, run it, see the pattern, and then play with it. See what will happen if I just remove this equal to, if I remove this equal to, or if I write I plus 1, or if I write I over here instead of j or something else. You'll see so many different combination of patterns, and that's what will make your understanding strong. A teacher will get you on the train. How far you have to travel is in your hands. The more you do it, the better you get at it. It's only practice. Anyway, so I hope you understood it. If I had written I over here, that means I'm printing the row number. This is row number 1, this is row number 2, this is row number 3. I'm printing the row number everywhere. Then B would have been the answer. But I'm printing the column number. This is the column number. So first row I'm printing 1. Next row I'm printing 1 and 2 because this is column 1, this is column 2. J is 1, J is 2. Are you seeing, right? This is what I'm printing. Are you understanding? These are the things. You know we were printing in this L shape, but what were you printing? The column number. So 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1. So this one, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is the correct answer. Anyway, this would have been if I was printing I, the row number. I'll just also show you what would happen, what would be the question for this. So how do you write the program for generating this? Because this was asked, like I said, 2 years back in Mumbai University, 10-mark question in the theory paper. Write a program to generate this pattern. Of course, to make it look tougher, they had 3-4 rows. So that means 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just making it look tougher. It's the same thing. The logic is the same. It's the loop doing the job. So, what am I printing here? Am I printing the row number? No. Here I was printing the row number. Here I am printing the column number. What am I printing here? I'm printing a number which is going on incrementing. That means if I want to do that, I need to declare another variable, let's say num, initialize it with the value 1, and then over here, instead of I, there will be num. And you can even do a plus plus over here. What will that plus plus do? Every time num is printed, it will get incremented. That means the first time it gets printed, it will be 1, then it will be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you clear? And then there are other questions also. There was one more interesting question asked where this was 10, yeah, I remember this, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That means num will get incremented, but what will be displaying is num into 10. So these kind of things will strike your mind when you have practiced program. It's the same loop. All that will happen is you will increment num, but you will print num into 10. Anyway. So I had seen that question somewhere, not as a Mumbai University question, but I'd seen in some of the being exposed to students of the whole country, you see question papers from numerous universities. I even solved some question papers. They're there on my website, which I find interesting, which I find a lot of requests from students. I solve them. Anyway, so that was the first question. I hope you found it easy. I hope you understood it. Play back the video twice, thrice. This is the first one. You get the first one right and absolutely understand it. You will understand the next ones very easily. So play this till the time you are convinced that yes, I have understood every word spoken by sir. Now, let's go ahead. The next one, let me first just clear this board. Yeah. Now, as I promised, you should find the subsequent questions easier to understand. Prove me right. I have 24 years of experience of teaching, so I have this confidence that I may be speaking the right thing, but the correct answer comes from you. Prove me right and comment it at the end of the lecture, or message me on WhatsApp, Instagram, wherever you can connect with me. Very interesting question, repeated question. What is the pattern from this? What are you doing? I is going 1 to 4, J is going 1 to 4. That means there are 4 rows and there are 4 columns. 4 rows and 4 columns. So all options have 4 rows and 4 columns. So far all options are correct. If J is less than equal to 4 minus I, then print dash. That means a blank. Else print star. Okay, not the other way around. If this condition is satisfied, you will print nothing. That means the space means nothing. Else you will print a star. All right. Now, let's get our best friend here so that we have some help. And now, answer. Pause the video, figure it out, unpause it, and then continue. Commit to an answer so that you know where you stand. And I hope and pray you get the correct answer. You get the correct answer, A, I'll feel very happy. B, you will have the confidence to solve the next few questions without my help. Come on. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, both I and J are going up to 4. In every iteration, you will print a star on a certain condition and not print it on a certain condition. Let's see what the condition is. If J is less than equal to 4 minus I in the first iteration, that means in the first row, I is 1. 4 minus I means 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. If J is less than equal to 3, then skip. Skip, okay, not print a star, skip. If J is less than equal to 3, this is J, 1. Is 1 less than equal to 3? Yes, so skip this. Skip this. Skip this. Print a star. So you will get a star here. So your possible, before I go to the further rows, your possible answer will have 3 blanks and a star in the first row. 1 star and 3 blanks. It's exactly the reverse of what we expected. So this is not possible. This is not the answer. All stars, not the answer. All stars, not the answer. This is a possible answer. If you're preparing for GATE, there will be a 5th option, none of the above. So don't be overconfident and just look at this and say this is the answer. See the remaining conditions. But yes, if anything is the answer, this could be the answer. Are you clear? Option number D. It could be none of the above also. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So, what was the condition? J should be less than or equal to 4 minus I. So in the first row, I was 1, 4 minus 1 was 3. So J should be less than or equal to 3. That means in these places you will skip, otherwise you will print your star. Next row, second iteration. I becomes 2. I becomes 2, that means 4 minus I becomes 4 minus 2, that is 2. So if J is less than or equal to 2, skip. Less than equal to 2, skip. Less than equal to 2, skip. Now, print a star, print a star. That means so far this looks like the correct answer. Run through the next iteration and the next 2 iterations quickly. J becomes, so next third row, I becomes 3. I becomes 3. So J is less than equal to 4 minus 3. What is 4 minus 3? 1. J should be less than equal to 1. J is less than or equal to 1. Skip this. Not skip, that means star, star, star. Yes, more confidence, this looks like the correct answer. Last row, I is 4. When I is 4, J should be less than or equal to 4 minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. J should be less than or equal to 0. So it should be either 0 or negative. Negative it can't be, it's a row. And 0, it's not 0, we are starting from 1. You notice J is starting from 1. Which means it's none of these. None of these will be skipped. That means all of them will get a star, which means this is the pattern that you are printing, which is exactly this pattern. So D is the correct answer. Please tell me, did you understand it? You got the full answer correct? Great. You got it halfway right and got confused? Good. You at least are getting there. You just didn't get it at all? No problem. No problem. Stop the video, start it again. Watch the basics again till the time you absolutely get it. There's nothing more you need to know about this. Now it's your brain starting to work, for which you have to understand everything that has been spoken. If in case you miss something, no problem. Play it back again. If you got it kind of correct halfway there, yes, you're getting it. All 5 fingers are not the same. It's not necessary that everyone gets it at the first go and gets it completely. But as long as you are getting some idea of it, you are on the right track. Come on. Let's go ahead. Let's go to the next question. Let's practice more. Like I said, the only thing that will make you better at this is practicing more and more sums. By now, at least half the students watching this video are ready with the answer over here. I want the other half to catch up soon. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 3 rows, 3 columns. Oh, come on. This is simple. If I is equal to J, print 0, else print 1. Come on. 3 rows and 3 columns, 3 rows and 3 columns. All of them have 3 rows and 3 columns, so they are possible answers. Look at the options. I am stopping. You stop your pause. Get the right answer. Come on, get the right answer. Come on. Come on. If I is equal to j, don't make me show that grid. Come on, in your mind, start doing it. Those who need help, here you go. Your grid is here now. Come on. If I is equal to j, then display a 0, else display a 1. Where is I equal to j? I is equal to j in this line. So on this line, you will display a 0. Rest everything will be a 1. On this line, you will have a 0. Rest everything will be a 1. On this line, you will have a 0. That means this is out. This is out. This is still an option. This is still an option. All right. This is still an option because all these three are 0. So still considered, But everything else should be 1. Everything else is 1. Everything else is not 1. You have these extra zeros over here. So this is also gone. The correct answer is B. Tell me, did you get it right? Come on. Connect with me. Tell me how much have you understood it. Even I need to understand. Teaching in a classroom is different. Teaching in a lab is different. And teaching on a computer, on a camera is different. I'm putting all my experience and trying to understand at which point you will get comfortable. Let's hope. I presume about 75% of students by now would have got this right. If you still haven't got it right, you still need help, connect with me. There are so many avenues: WhatsApp, Instagram, email, everything. You'll find it on my description. Now, one step ahead. You want a tougher question? More tricky one? Come on, higher level. I goes from 1 to 3, J goes from 1 to 3. 3 rows and 3 columns. If I is 1 or j is 1, print 1, else print dash. So there are 3 rows, 3 columns, 3 rows, 3 columns. So everything is 3 rows, 3 columns. All 4 are probable answers in terms of count. If I is 1 and j is 1, print a 1, else print a blank space. All right. This is your best friend, your grid. Pause the video. Get the answer. You have to get this answer. If you don't get this answer, I will not show you the next question, or you shouldn't see the next question, because the next question is my favorite from this whole lot. But this is a prelude to that question. Come on. Solve it. When I is equal to 1 or j is equal to 1, you will print a 1, else you will print a blank space. Are you ready? Did you get the answer? Let's see. When I is 1 or, this double line means or j is 1. I is 1 or j is 1, satisfied. I is 1 or j is 1, satisfied, because I is 1. I is 1. J is 1. J is 1. That means we are talking about all of these. These will have a 1 printed. These will have a 1 printed. First of all, let's see that. So this is ruled out. This is ruled out. A and B are ruled out. Your options are either C or D, because they have a 1 printed in this border. Can you see? In this border a 1 is printed, in this border a 1 is printed. So which out of them is the correct one? This is 1. If this was a 0 over here, else print a 0, then this would have been correct. Don't jump to conclusions, all right? See the whole question. You could possibly imagine a lot of students making the mistake of jumping to conclusion over here by just seeing half of the question and then immediately realizing, oh, this is the possible answer. See the full question. If the condition is satisfied, print a 1, else print a space, a blank space, which means nothing on the screen, which means this is the correct answer. D is the correct answer to this question. Please tell me, did you understand this? Are you finding this more comfortable now? Should I take you to my favorite question? Let's see how many of you all get this. All right. So now let's get to our next question. My favorite. There are 4 different kind of patterns. This looks like a V. This looks like an A without that middle line. This is a proper N. This is a proper X. They are not just basic patterns, all right? And all of them can be generated by a program. When I finish this question, do the reverse part. Try to generate those 4 patterns by your respective programs. Anyway, this is your question. Let me just read it out for you. Both I and J are 5. So that means this is 5 and 5 ka grid. Of course, all of them are 5 and 5. It's a 5 by 5 grid. So all of them at least are possible answers in terms of the grid. If I is equal to J, or I plus j is equal to 6, then print a star, else print a blank space. Let me get your friend on the board. This is your friend, your grid, 1 all the way to 6. Okay, this is of course 5 and 5. I'm sure you get that. It's just a typing mistake. Okay, Now, I'm giving you 1 minute, solve this. You solve this, you'll get tremendous confidence and I'll feel very happy. And if you do, you get the correct answer, please do mention it to me. Somewhere or the other, connect with me and let me know that you got it right. Alright, should I start solving? Come on, did you get your answer? Did you narrow it down to the answer? Oh, come on, let's see what have you got. Let's see. So, if I is equal to j or something, forget the or part. In or, if any of them satisfies, the job is done. So, if I is equal to j, I will print a star. So, I is equal to j means this is I, this is j. They are equal, equal, equal. On this diagonal, I will print a star. So all options where this diagonal is a star is a valid option. Valid option. Are you serious? All of them are valid options. So far, all this, what lovely options given over here, all of them are possible answers because all of them have a star on this diagonal. Are you clear? So now the next case. If the row number plus the column number is equal to 6, row number plus column number is equal to 6, I plus j is equal to 6, even then I'll print a star. I plus j is 2, is 3, is 4, is 5, is 6. So I will print a star here, I will print a star here, 4 plus 2 is 6. Are you clear? I will print a star here, here and here. Please tell me, did you understand this? Have you understood it? Come on, once again, show me over here. First, I should be equal to j. That means all of these are possible candidates. That means if I just use that, I should get a star at least over here. Further, I plus j should be equal to 6. I and j are all written on the board. That's why I say if you have this grid in your mind, you can solve any question. So I plus j should be equal to 6. That happens here, it happens here, here, here and here. These are the only 5 places where I plus j is equal to 6. In all of the others here, it's less than 6 and over here, in here, less than 6 and then it becomes more than 6. These are the reverse diagonal is where I plus j is equal to 6. So this is also how you learn how to generate that kind of a pattern. If your pattern involves that reverse diagonal, I plus j should be equal to 6 anyway. So keeping that in mind, these are the possible places where the star will get printed. You will get that X alphabet shape. This is the correct answer. Please tell me, did you understand this? Now, I hope all of these are clear. I hope you got this one right. You got this one right. I can sleep peacefully. I know you know how to generate patterns, or at least you got to the point where you understand all patterns properly. And then of course there is no end to it. You practice more, you will create your own patterns. You'll create patterns that no one's created before. So create one of those, hit me up, tag me on Instagram, post it on Instagram, tag me. If I like the pattern, I'll definitely repost it. All right. Now, those were the questions for today. Like this, there are 250 plus questions solved on my website in the form of PDFs. There's a full course of C programming which has 40 plus videos. I'm not counting these videos. These are just MCQ solutions, proper theory videos where I've taught all of C. In every video, I've taken extensive programs to explain all concepts, whether it's looping, whether it's variables, arrays, two-dimensional arrays, structures. I've even gone beyond the syllabus of most universities, going into DSA syllabus where I've taught pointers, linked lists, modifying linked lists and so on. The subject is very interesting. There's no end to the level to which you can go in learning programming. How important is C? A lot of people say, sir, why today we are focusing so much on C? The world has moved to different languages. Of course, the world has moved. You need to start somewhere. When you're learning C, you're not learning C, you're learning programming. Programming is a skill you acquire once in your life. Like you learn how to ride a bike once. Then you change the bike, you're learning only how to ride that bike. But the concept of biking is what you've learned once. So that's what. This is the subject where you're learning the skill of programming. Of course, it's far more intense and technical than biking. But anyway, just use that as an example. So, how to work with loops, how to work with arrays, how to work with functions, how to pass parameters, what is the difference between passing the parameter as a value or as an address, that is passing parameters through reference, and so on. There's so many topics. Each of them very interesting. Everywhere I've taken real world examples, not just college examples of Fibonacci series or Armstrong number and all that, but real world examples which you are more relatable to, like generating salary slips, generating a bill of a restaurant, generating fixed deposit receipt, generating compound interest, EMI calculators and all, where you are so inclined to learn it because you see all of this happening in your real life. We've also shown you how to have very good command over your output screens so that you can generate good looking outputs which drive you to learn more. Anyway, so all of that is there in detail. University paper solutions are there. Gates, whichever ones I could get the time to solve. Of course, it's not humanly possible to solve every question of the whole world, but whichever ones I found interesting, I've solved them. Gate questions, again, lots of gate questions for the past 3-4 years have been solved, or even in the back years, as long as I found it as an interesting question. The fees of the course is $14.99. With that, you get access for 6 months. You can watch all the videos as many times as you want to, and you can connect with me directly through WhatsApp whenever you have a doubt. Send me a screenshot. I have such examples. I've posted on my Insta. Students who have said that, sir, I used to be scared of programs. I just couldn't write one program. And within a month, sending me messages, showing me outputs of this work, where they've gone so far ahead, going into matrix multiplication, considered one of the toughest programs, considered by students, not by me. But basically reaching that level, creating structures, creating arrays, and so on. I feel so happy. As a teacher, making a difference to someone's life, improving their career prospects is all that a teacher wants to do. That's the purpose of being in this profession. Anyway, C is not the only subject that I teach. There are various subjects as you go into higher semesters: microprocessors, microcontrollers, computer organization, embedded systems. I even teach graphics. I have not made a course on it. I will make as soon as I can get the time. Projects, embedded projects, and so on. So all of these courses are there on my website, bharatacharyaeducation.com. That is the link. You will see the link in the description section. Just type my name on Google, Bharat Acharya, you will get the link right away. Go to my website, select the course you want to take, start learning. Learn everything with real world examples. Improve your knowledge level, improve your skill level. So that when you're doing the interview, you are sure you're going to get that job. And once you get the job, you are sure you're going to do justice to it. All right. Hope to see you there. Wish you all the best. Do well.